In the next few minutes, I will show you how you can model a cup in Blender. And if you follow along and complete this model, then I can guarantee that you will level up your modeling skills. Let's get right into it. So here I have my default Blender scene. You can see what shortcuts I am pressing here. And what I will do is I will just press A to select everything and press X and delete. Now I will add a cylinder. So in order to do that, you need to press Shift A. You will open this and then just go to Mesh, add a cylinder. And then I will come here to the object properties and I will reduce the vertices from 32 to 18. It's because it's always a good idea to start from low poly because you can always add more geometry to your mesh. Now I will press Tab to go into edit mode, and with everything selected, I will just bring it up a little, and now we'll press Shift Z to go to wireframe mode, and I will select these edges, press G and Z to move them up a little, and I will just make sure that I'm saving my file. So I just press Ctrl S. I will select the bottom edge loop and I will scale them down a little like that. Bring them up, and I will press Ctrl R and add 2 edge loops like that, and I will scale them like that, and I will select the stop face. Now I will press 3 to go to face selection mode, and I'm gonna select this face and press I to make an inset like that, and I will simply extrude it down like so, and I will press S to scale them down, bring them down a little, and that's good enough. Now we need to make the handle for this cup. So before we do that, we need to make this edge align with the grid. So I will press A and I will press R to rotate, and make sure that you're doing it on the top view or you're rotating it on the Z axis. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate them like this, and they are almost aligned. That's good enough for me. And the reason we did this is because if it was not aligned and we extruded this part for the handle, it would just get rotated in a weird way. It would not extrude in a straight path. We don't want that. Okay, so that's why we did that. Anyways, so for the handle, what I will do is I will just I will add one more loop here, one more loop here by pressing Ctrl R. Actually, I will add the second one here like that, and I will select both of these faces, press I to inset, and scale them up a little. And with this face selected, I will press E to extrude. Make sure that you're in the front view like this, so that when you extrude, it gets extruded from this view. Because if you extrude like this and then you try to move them, you will have to manually type which axis you want to move in, and that could take a lot of time. So simply just go to the front view and extrude like this. I will rotate this face a little, and I will do the same thing here. I will select this face and extrude like that. Press E again, G to rotate, G to move, then R to rotate like that. And I will just bring this face backwards, and I will select both of these faces and press Ctrl E, bridge edge loops like that. And I will press Ctrl R to add another edge loop here and simply move it like that. I will also scale it a bit like that, and I will just adjust these a little to my liking. So right now the handle is way too big, so I will make it a little smaller like this. And looks like we accidentally scaled this edge on the x-axis too. So to fix it, I'll simply go to the top view and I'll just scale them down on the x like that. And this looks good enough, and now we're ready to add the subdivision modifier. So you can go to this modifiers tab and search for it, but the way I like to do is to simply press Ctrl 3, and that will add 3 levels of subdivision modifier. And right off the bat we face some issues. We have this weird shape here which we need to fix, and everything is very round and nothing is sharp, which we don't want. So what subdivision algorithm is doing is it's adding more geometry uh, to our model, and it's rounding everything up. So to fix that, we need to add supporting loops to hold that shape. So let's do that now. I will select this face and I will press I to inset, and then I will press Shift R to repeat the last action. I will come here and do the same thing. By the way, you can come back to the modifiers tab and disable this so that you disable the subdivision modifier in the edit mode, and you can see your geometry more properly now. And I will just insert this face too and insert it once more like that. And we can shade auto smooth in object mode. Now with I will select these two edge loops, make sure that your whole edge loop is selected, and then I will press Ctrl B to bevel them. Beveling your edge loops is another way to add supporting loop, and it's looking good so far. If you want, you can leave your model like this, but I like to sharpen my handles a bit, so I will just add some supporting loops here as well, like that. As you can see, we have some weird shading going on here. It's because our edge loops are way too close, so I will just bring them apart more. And that looks great. I hope you learned something. Subscribe for more. In the next tutorial, we will texture this. So subscribe if you don't want to miss.